Everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dana Cannon Bryson, and I am a brand strategist. I work with entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs in building their brands. Today, we're going to discuss getting to the root of our disorganization. If you like this video, make sure that you click the like button below. And if you think that I am adding value to you on your journey to entrepreneurship, click the subscribe button so that you can see future videos. Hope you enjoy. Hey guys, welcome back to another discussion with me. I have been off for a little bit because my children have been sick, but I am back. And I want to talk to you guys about something that I have struggled with throughout my life. Like, it's not even about entrepreneurship. And you'll see that a lot of the times entrepreneurship and the things that you are struggling with will intersect, because now everything is really circled around you. And as somebody who was also a working professional as well, it doesn't matter how many hours you do it, and having a business and other things going on and having children. And even if you don't have children, a lot of us, we struggle with disorganization, right? And today I wanted to talk to you guys about how we get to the root of our disorganization, because we all, in some way, shape, or form, are struggling with it. I know a few people that are very good at staying organized. I think I'm getting better, but I definitely had to take a second to get to the root of why am I so disorganized, right? And today we're going to talk about that, right? So usually one of the first things that we do, we say, you know what, I want to get organized. It's time for me to get my life together. We run out to the store and we get planners, sticky notes. We download these fancy apps. Our friend comes out with a planner, which is great. We support them, we get it. And we have the hopes that this planner is going to be what is going to turn our issue with disorganization around, right? But before you go out and do that, I think one of the things that I had to do, and one of the things that I think that you guys should do, is ask, how are you going to stop being disorganized? And really, why do we continue to be so disorganized when we know we need it to be more productive, right? The more organized we are, the more productive we're going to be. And I've seen it this month. This month, I think I said it in a post. This month and last month, I've implemented a new system into my business life and my business and my life overall that has helped me substantially. And it made me realize that I spent so much time trying to figure out where things was and what I was doing and trying to rely on memory, when the real fact of the matter is I was completely disorganized. So before you guys start to go out and spend your money and buy all of these things, I think there's a couple of things that you need to do. First, I think you should write down some of the successes that you've experienced in the last year of being in business. And if you haven't been in business, maybe some success that you experienced somewhere where you were forced to be organized. For me, outside of being outside of being an entrepreneur, one of the things that forced me to be organized is graduate school, right? There was no way for me to be in graduate school, have a full-time job, and not really see what was going on in my life. So I wrote down the successes. If you don't have a business and you are an entrepreneur, you may want to go do some life auditing and think of a time where you were forced to be organized, and write down the successes you achieved from being organized, right? Next, you want to write down your failures of being disorganized, right? What things have you experienced that caused you to fail just because you were not organized? Write that down. So first, you want to write down your successes of being organized, and you want to write down your failures. Next, you want to see if you are going to want to pinpoint your patterns, right? Can you see a pattern in how your disorganization may have played a part in either your success or your failure? What specific tasks are you procrastinating or avoiding? There's something that you are. And are you doing this because you just don't like it, right? There's a lot of things that we have to do in our business and in our lives that we take so much time to actually do. And the real reason why we do it is because we don't like it, but we need it, right? We recognize that we need to do it, but we don't want to do it, all right? for me, one thing I have a problem with is remembering what I have to do daily, weekly, monthly, and that has caused me a lot of issues in my personal life, and it has caused me a lot of issues in my business, right? So I decided, not really me, one of my client friends, she came over and she bought me these supersized sticky pads. And I was just like, what am I going to do with these supersized sticky pads? And she said, you're going to write everything that you need to do on the sticky pads and you're going to put it up on your wall. And at first, I was very resistant to this because I thought I didn't need it. I thought I had everything under control, even though I was well aware of my disorganization, right? I didn't want to do it. So one day I decided, I think she even started doing it for me. She started writing things that I needed to do and she started putting it on my wall. And I was like, man, this is really helping me. So I realized that planners don't really work for me. I'm not a planner person. What works for me is to see everything in front of me. So I now am surrounded by things on my wall that I need to do, that I need to review. I got the supersized calendar on my desk that's open so I can just look down and see it. I have a supersized calendar on my wall so I can see it because this works for me. And the reason why it worked for me is because I've experienced success with it. Right? Last month, I think I was extremely successful. I launched the 5-day social media challenge seamlessly. I planned my recordings properly so that I can be successful and have everything out to individuals, everything out to the people who needed it on time. I implemented my email marketing, my automations are working. Like I have been on a roll. And last month was the first month that I actually implemented a system that worked for me, seeing everything, literally. I wish I can show you guys in my office so you can see it's literally big, giant notes everywhere around me. And that is keeping me grounded and is keeping me very organized, all right? So here are some common areas that new entrepreneurs and seasoned entrepreneurs and small businesses in general commonly fall prey to by being disorganized, all right? The first one is bookkeeping, right? When you are a business owner, you need to get in the rhythm of knowing how much money you're spending, right? And how much money you earned, okay? Not only do you need this because you should know, so you can see maybe where you can do a sale, where you can ramp up your marketing, where you can see trends when you can see your low times. You need it for tax season. You need to know how much money you're spending so you can write off those expenses. That's one of the perks of being a business owner. You don't have to make up your expenses. I guarantee all of you guys who are an entrepreneur, you're out there hustling, you're doing something on the side, I guarantee that you are spending money to make something, to do a service, whether it's monthly charges or it's pretty much ingredients that you need to make your soaps and stuff. Those are all expenses and you need to be able to gather those things so you can get the benefit of them during tax season. All right, so we commonly don't want to do bookkeeping, but bookkeeping is something that is very important, right? And you want to be organized in that area. For me, one of the things that I've been using for bookkeeping before I started using QuickBooks was PayPal, right? That's how I would send out my invoices. All of my expenses come through there, that gets pulled directly out of my account. Why did I choose PayPal? Well, the reason why I chose PayPal is because I can run reports in PayPal. I can run my monthly reports. I can run my yearly reports. I can see how much money I made in 2015 when I started and in 2022, if I've seen any growth in my business. Should I continue doing what I'm doing? Is it working for my lifestyle, right? You need to know in business how much money you're making and how much money you're spending so you can start strategizing on how you can make more money. Okay, but first you have to see it. That's a whole nother video. Don't be afraid of your finances. Don't just let your business go along to get along. The habits that we have in our personal life tend to be the habits that we convert into our businesses. Do not ignore your business finances. You want to look at your business finances the same way you're looking at your personal finances because it impacts it. All right. And next, one of the places that a lot of us are disorganized is client onboarding, especially for those who are service providers, right? Do we have a process for onboarding new clients? All right. For me, thank God for one of my good friends. She put me on a HoneyBook, and I have been way more productive in HoneyBook, way more productive. Okay, I go in there, I send my clients their contracts, I send them their invoices, they can pay right there, I can correspond in that system. HoneyBook is really good for client onboarding. There are other ones you can use, but guys, it's 2022. If you know that you are disorganized, we need to start looking at some technology that we can use to get organized. And HoneyBook is excellent. They have Zoho, which is a great CRM system as well that can help you. But I think for small businesses, new entrepreneurs, people who are just getting into the groove of things, if you're providing a service, want to look at client onboarding systems like HoneyBook. Okay, so honeybook.com, check it out. It's amazing. It's helped me save me a lot of time and energy, especially if you guys are coaches and stuff. If you guys are using product and creating product and stuff like that, that's a little bit different. But even with product development, you want to make sure that the web platform that you're using, that you understand how to look at your inventory count, right? You want to make sure that your stuff is readily available. You may want to put things up there that's going to be coming out soon, and you want people to see it right away, and it could just pop up in your store. These are all client onboarding. Whether you're a service provider or where you're making products, you need to have a place where you can monitor, if you are creating a product, how people are buying your product, or if you have a service, how you are communicating with your clientele. Another thing that we need to do in our businesses, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit more in depth, I'm going to do an email marketing segment, is email marketing. Email marketing. A lot of us don't want to do email marketing, right? And email marketing is where you convert people to actually be your clients, right? So when people go and subscribe to your website, you don't want them to get nothing from you. You want them to be constantly corresponding with you about new products that's coming out, about new things that's happening in your business that can benefit them. This is where your communication takes place. You need a sales funnel, and that sales funnel is going to be some type of email marketing software, whether it be ConvertKit, people are using ConvertKit, it can be MailChimp, I'm still using MailChimp, Constant Contact. There's so many of them. All you have to literally do is put in email marketing in Google, and you can see every platform that's available, and you can start cost comparisons, because you need to be communicating with your clients through email marketing. Definitely if you have a product, and especially if you're a service provider, okay? Next, you want some type of reporting and metric system. So like for me, I usually give my clients Squarespace websites so they can monitor their traffic. If they have product or services that they're selling through the platform, they can see how much money they made there. So you want to get used to monitoring, again, your finances, okay? This is very similar to bookkeeping, but a little different. This is just reporting. And I said that earlier. You want to be cognizant of how much money you're making and how much money you're spending. And if month to month you're making more money, if you have low months, right? How do you mitigate that? You need data. And a lot of us as entrepreneurs, we don't understand how important data is. Everything that we see in marketing, sales, everything that's happening around us, everything that these corporations are doing, they're selling to us constantly. The reason why they're doing it is because they're monitoring data. They have whole departments that's allocated just for data. You need to know your data. If the big dogs is doing it, you should be doing it too. Okay. And the next thing you want to look at is project management, right? You want to centralize your portals, your communication, especially for service providers, right? Those are going to go through HoneyBook. Those are going to go through your Zoho. Okay. So that's considered project management, right? We hear these terms, we think it's not applicable to us because we have small businesses, but it is very important for us to get into the habits of doing these things because that's how we're going to grow. especially now that we don't have storefronts, right? People can't walk in and out of our business. We can't put a big billboard out, those of us who don't, outside our door. And if we have a high traffic area, people are just going to come inside. Okay, we have to find ways to communicate, centralize, and get organized so we can plan better in our businesses. So in each area, it's likely that you simply haven't found a system that works for you, and that's okay. But I highly recommend that you look at some of the apps that I'm talking about. Definitely HoneyBook for client onboarding, project management. That's going to help you tremendously. Definitely get yourself a system and figure out what is your way of staying organized, right? My way is through calendars because I need to see everything in front of my face. Your way might be planners or sticky notes, right? Or a combination of all three. I also utilize my Google Calendar as well to keep track of everything that's happening in my life. And maybe that's something that you need to implement as well. Maybe you need alarm clocks. I don't know, right? But each individual person has a way they can stay organized. And when you choose that way, you stick with it. Now you're going to have your shortcomings and time again, but if you stick with it, you will start to see things change for you for the better. I guarantee it, right? So don't let this organization really steer you away from wanting to become an entrepreneur, because we all have our shortcomings when it comes to entrepreneurship. But if we can get to the root of our disorganization, I think we can get on a good track. All right. So have a good day. I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and I will see you soon.